The content you're about to enjoy comes from the archives of The Best You. We're devoted to the very best in personal development, with a platform and resources dedicated to inspiring and changing people's lives. At The Best You, we work with the world's leading writers and trainers on the evolution of the self, and people whose journeys have been affected by their work and words. These Best You EXPO talks are recorded in front of a live audience in a live event. We highly recommend that you focus on the message. As they say, what you focus on expands. Enjoy. Irene Brankin. The title of her talk is The Almost Nearly Confident and Successful Woman, Smiling on the Outside and Crying on the Inside. A successful life and business doesn't happen by accident. Irene's talk unpicks the self-doubt that plagues so many women in business and teaches how to own your success from the inside out. May the best be with you. Thank you.
Some of you have come past the table. Yes, I'm wearing a mask, and I'll be coming to why I'm wearing a mask and what that's all about in a little while. But meanwhile, what I would like you to do, if you've not already done it, is to fill in the questionnaire on the other side of the leaflet. So I'd like you to circle those that you say yes to, that you respond to. Done it? Just do spontaneously. Don't think too much about it. Just circle the ones that you would say, yes, that's me. Okay? Have you nearly finished, or have you finished? A few nods. I'm going to ask you to bring that to closure, the circle of them, your yeses. What I'm going to ask you to do, those who have answered yes to up to 4, could you stand up, please? Thank you. Thank you. And could you just wave your leaflet around? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. And those who have circled 5 up to 9, could you stand up and give a wave? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then those who may have circled 12. Good. Good. Actually, thank you for doing it, because we're a group of strangers here, and to stand up and acknowledge 4 or 9 or 12 takes a wee bit of courage, and also it allows you to show your vulnerability, because not everybody is willing to own that they suffer from self-doubt. Thank you. Thank you. So I'll put my mask down now that you've all seen it, and I'll come back to that a bit later. So this talk is about the almost nearly confident and successful woman. So also about those who smile on the outside and those who cry on the inside. All right, I just saw some friends coming in, so I needed to wave to them. What I would like you to begin to think about, what happens when you have to break through your own glass ceiling? What does it bring up for you when it can be anything. It can be having a dinner party. It can be applying for a raise at the job. It can be going for promotion. What happens when you have to do that? Stress, yeah. Thank you. Self-doubt, exactly. I wonder what some of the voices are that come in whenever you're going to do that. Anybody? Yeah, sorry, you're going to say? Exactly, thank you. For me, that's the crux of it. Most of us actually, I don't know anybody who doesn't suffer from self-doubt. And that main voice is, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And in my research, I'm writing my third book, and it's going to be called The Almost Nearly Confident and Successful Woman. In the research, what I found was how many successful men and women, more women than men, have this voice of self-doubt. It also says things like, you're not good enough, don't bother, they'll laugh at you, you'll be shamed, you'll be embarrassed. Why put yourself through it? Just stay comfortable, just be where you are. Does that resonate for anybody? I think for some of you, I can see a few head nods. The other thing for me, if I put it quite simply, any of you remember, and you might do it now, if you remember about what's called Dutch courage, you know, before you go out to anything, it's like, oh, I'll just have a wee drink or maybe two before I go, whether it's to the pub, whether it's to a party. Anybody know about that? Again, a few nods. Why do you need that drink?
Having promoted more than 600 speakers and more than 65,000 people attend my seminars and courses and workshops and expos, having read so many books and attended so many courses, I really realized that the basics of personal, professional growth is based on the power of the question. Asking yourself empowering questions. Read my new book, The Question, Find Your True Purpose. It's based on my work, 30 years of entrepreneurship, all the experiences that I have, my manifesto, and what's really important. So for more information, go to www.thequestion.co.
Okay, and you've said it in one. It's about having confidence. And I see it more and more with the younger people. I thought it kind of phased out, but it's back again. They have to have more than one or two drinks before going on to whatever it is they're going on to because of confidence. They lack confidence. Did you know that confidence is a derivative is con, it equals with, fidere equals faith. So confidence is all about having faith in yourself. It's as simple as that. Having faith in yourself is what confidence is all about. I wonder how, for any of you, how you would have seen that that had been affected. The more like lack of confidence. So I'm not saying any of you here aren't confident, that you aren't successful in your own way. What I'm saying is, how do you imagine that that came about? Feeling unconfident, like I'm having my water, but this could be gin in here for all you know, where you need a drink before you do something. Please, I have no judgment about people drinking, having a drink or that. I'm talking more about that confidence. I don't have enough confidence to walk into a room, so I need to have a drink first. What would you say that lack of confidence is about? Thank you for keeping answering. That's really good for me. Yes, it is. It's to do with that lack of acceptance of ourselves. Somehow, again, it's to do with that voice that says, you'll be found wanting. They'll all have on all these lovely clothes, and look what you've chosen. You don't fit in. You don't speak with the right accent. You don't have the right words to articulate what you want. All of those, any of those. But the main thing is, this is what stops us. I work with women. On occasions, I work with men. As I said earlier, men also suffer from it. But they're less likely to own that. Whereas we're willing to say, oh, I feel a bit nervous, I feel a bit anxious, I'm not sure if I can do it. You very rarely hear a man. I've been married like longer than most of your ages in here, so I'm not against men of any sort. I'm talking about the research I've done. We're more willing to acknowledge that we have self-doubt. What I would like to move slightly, you might be saying, how come she's standing up there giving this talk on self-doubt? What does she know? Well, that's been part of my grown-up history. Whenever it came time for me to move on, move further, challenge myself, lots of times, I heard that voice that says, you're not good enough. Nobody will want to like you. They won't want to include you. You won't fit in. It never stopped me, mark you, but it was there. And that didn't stop me from, I'm a chartered counselling psychologist, I'm a coach, I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a supervisor, I supervise other people, other coaches. I've written 2 books, and those who have come past the table, thank you. The books are here. And I'm writing my 3rd book on the topic, The Almost Nearly Confident and Successful Woman. And I might actually blow my own trumpet. In the past, I was fantastic at doing New Year's Eve parties. Everybody wanted to come. Being Scottish, it was like, oh, we have to go to her party. So I want to own that. It's not easy to move beyond that voice of self-doubt. And it's important. It's important for each of us, particularly women in business, when it's time for them to go, hang on, I need to be promoted now. I've got enough experience behind me. I'm ready. Then they have to put a block on that voice of self-doubt. And that voice of self-doubt, how you manage it, how you deal with it, is to come from that place of, you mentioned it earlier, it's about self-acceptance. We need to accept ourselves, both with all our strengths and also our limitations.
If you're interested in speaking, exhibiting, or getting involved in the largest personal development expos in the world, contact us today at www.thebestyouexpo.com or send us an email to info@thebestyou.co.
All of us are successful, whatever we do and however we are. Remember that. It's really important. What I was waiting for when I grew up, and I've heard it from some of my clients, is to hear that voice that says, I see you. I accept you. I see you and accept you just as you are. Very few of us grow up hearing that voice because there's always something. It's like, for instance, oh, you didn't get an A. How come? You might have got 10 Bs, but you didn't get an A. Or anything of that ilk, whether from our parents or our teachers or our peers. So what's really important is for you to look in the mirror. See this woman in the mirror, not your hair, or that you've got a mic on at the moment, or anything like that. Look in the mirror and say to her, I see you. I accept you. Because when that really resonates with you inside, then you're able to stand on your own 2 feet and come from you and say to that voice of self-doubt, I know you're always going to be with me, but now you've got a choice. You're in charge of it. You can say, fine, and I'm still going to give a talk, or I'm still going to dance, or I'm going to laugh, or I'm going to, whatever it is that you're going to do. I don't know what it is that you all do. What I'm saying to you is, have a choice. The most important thing is, choose to be in charge of that voice. Sorry, I keep seeing people coming in. Okay, no noise. Right. The other thing I want to say to you is it's really important to like yourself. I usually use love, but a lot of people are frightened to say, I love myself. So it's important to like yourself, regardless of anything, regardless of anybody. That's another way for you to look at self-doubt. And what I've done is on my table, just outside there, funny enough, table 15, I have 10 tips, 12 tips actually, for how to handle self-doubt. So that would be a good reason for you to come, if you've not already got them, is to come to the table and take up this 10, 12, I think added to 12, is 12 tips for you to face and deal with self-doubt. Okay, I keep getting signs at the back of the room, so that's why I'm smiling. In my work with women, I offer 30-day and 90-day packages, and we look at self-doubt. I sit alongside you while you're taking the steps slowly and surely, and sometimes you jump towards, I see you, I accept you. The other thing that I'm doing a day, I do workshops for women, and there's one at the end of April in London. And today and tomorrow, I'm offering reductions on both of these, the workshop and also working with me. If you're lucky enough, believe it or not, to live in Essex, where I live with this accent, then we can work in my home. Other than that, I do the work over Skype. So, and I know some of you have already said, I don't have Skype. I'm sorry, but it's how it is. I would like to say to you, remember, what's most important is you now become the voice that says, I see you. I accept you. Just as you are. And then you can let go of the pressure of trying to be to everybody else except you. So I'm now moving to closure of my talk. I really want to thank you, because standing up here, that voice came in. Oh, will anybody actually come? And look, all of you, I want to say thank you.
For more information, go to www.thebestyou.co.